Welcome back everyone to Piney Plays a Brawler, where last time we attempted to enter the Holy Gate in Moria and found that it is guarded by a terrible creature. And now we need to find a weapon that might hurt it. You have any idea about this, sir?
Well met.
Yes, Rothwald is right. Without a truly magnificent weapon forged in the ways of old, we cannot hope to so much as score the flesh of that ancient creature. But legends of the past sometimes turn up when least expected. My friends and I found a cache of ancient weapons not long after the Iron Garrison came to this place. Select one of these weapons, and it will be that your choice will help us clear the way to Moria of this terrible creature. Take too this tracery to engrave upon your weapon, for I know of one who can help you understand the uses of these ancient relics. Alright, Hey, do these gloves count as a weapon? Yes.
Will you stay and speak with me a moment?
Yes, weapons of this make may have a long and storied history, Pine Punch. Its tales grows with the felling of evil foes. The more servants of evil this weapon cuts down, the more deadly it becomes. Only a skillful few can read in the tale of the weapon upon its craftsmanship. I refer you to one who can further aid you, the elf Dithalion by the forges in Rivendell. He is a wise and learned in many things, including the study of ancient weapons. If Dithalion cannot help you, he will surely know another who can describe the lineage and powers of a weapon of this artistry. Alright, so I'll speak with Dithalion, and that will be over in Rivendell. Now, back in the olden days, meaning last month, when you had a weapon of this type, hobbits had to go all the way to Ered Luin in order to do it. But for now, it's everyone gets to go to Rivendell with the new system. Greetings, Dithalion. I have come here for you to identify the lineage of this weapon.
A shadow is on my spirit.
You've come a long way to be here. What business brings such a valiant hobbit such as yourself to the forges of Rivendell? Ooh, yes, this is a relic of the elder days, my friend. Such a weapon has an unmatched potential to grow in power, its storied legend growing along with your own. Legendary weapons can be enhanced with a number of ways as you adventure in Middle Earth. The base stats can increase along with your as you level. They can be slotted with a wide assortment of traceries, and these traceries can be further enhanced by runes. Alright?
The sorrows of the Eldar are never ending.
I see that you've been given some traceries. You should apply one of them to your weapon to further customize its abilities. Once you have done this, speak to me again. Apparently you don't need to reforge it immediately. Now let's see what we have here. We have here, alright. Actually, they gave me one tracery, but I also have one tracery that I received in an earlier quest. And I think those are the only two traceries that I have at the moment. Yeah, those are the only ones I have at the moment. But of course, now let's don the gauntlets. Oh my goodness, they look golden, don't they? Certainly a lot shinier than the previous set. Now, how do they compare in this? Right now, the new gauntlets do a little bit more damage. Right now, we don't have abilities on them, such as might, vitality, and that. I think that will come from various traceries that we get. Actually, I think it's only when I do the next thing am I going to be getting, because I think I'm supposed to be getting a heraldry tracery at some point in here. Yes, alright, there are a variety of traceries, so let's put a trace. I think if I just hit continue quest, it'll just go along as if I did it. Whether or not I did do it, it's not going to require you to do it, but might as well throw one on here. I've got two traceries and innate strength, critical mitigation, and hurl object cooldown and damage. I'd like to put the hurl object cooldown and damage onto my second item. I know they don't distinguish between your item ones and your weapon ones anymore, but I think thematically, I think it'll fit better. So I'll put it on the innate strength. Actually, innate strength, criticals, and mitigations. Better make sure I've got something here first. I double check to make sure that this is anyway relevant. This actually helps your setup buff and setup effect. So I think that will be nice and relevant. So I'll just plop that into there. Besides, I've only got two of them, so I don't have much choice at the moment of what I put into there. Alright, I've got that all done. And I'm already at level 51 and 51, so I can't pump that up any yet, I guess. Or can I?
Grey is the shadow upon my heart.
A good choice, Pine Punch. Inscribing traceries upon your weapon will enhance your skills and will often help turn the tide of battle. This weapon is still not strong enough to defeat the Watcher of the Water Friend, but it might be soon. I will tell you how this may come to pass. Alright, and I also get to choose a Heldra here. See, 61 might, 47 vitality, and the Ox is 46 might, 79 vitality. So the Ox is more of a tanks, so I'll take the Lion.
Will you hear my sorrows?
This ancient weapon can be reforged at the hands of a forge master, allowing its power to increase to match the skill of the wielder. Once reforged, it may possess the strength to face the creature that lurks within the black pool. You should bring it to the Forge Master for reforging, and mayhap your newly refurbished weapon will last be tested against the flesh of the cruel Watcher. Take this weapon to Snar, and he shall reforge it anew, and then perhaps you shall see its potential, okay? And in fact, reforging is recommended every 5 levels. At the levels just above with the visible by 5. So therefore, I'm talking about, for example, at 56 will be my next one, since this is a level 50 quest, and they're assuming that, alright, they didn't have a reforging at 51, since they start you at sort of 51 anyway. And at 56 will be the first reforging every 5 levels after that. So, yes, I'll bring this to Snar.
I am at your service.
Alright, how about... Cestus? Or Kestis, I guess, if you're using classical Latin, maybe. Well, yeah. There you go. There you go. Now I have reforged my weapon.
The sorrows of the Eldar are never ending.
That has done it, Pine Punch. The reforging of your weapon has revealed its potential to bear its heraldry. I have gifted you with such a heraldry, which you may now place upon your weapon. You must return to Helene at once to show Rothwald, the dwarf at the crumbling arch near Hechadunan, that you wield a great weapon. Surely it will give the dwarves of this company a new-found hope. Go at once, friend. I deem this weapon has come forth from the very fibers of legend for this purpose. Of course it has. It's the entire purpose of the quest, right? Now, let us see. Let's get this heraldry on first. And this heraldry is Heraldry of the Lion, of course. So let's just throw that into the heraldic tracery slot. And now this gives us plus 61 might, plus 47 vitality, plus 551 physical mastery rating. What was the old gauntlets? That was 96, 95, So it doesn't have as much of a bonus on the stats as the old one has. So that's a little bit of a difference there. But it does have better base DPS. So I guess we'll have to go with what we've got. Now it's at 51 of 52. Because the reforging brought us to 52 on there. So that's the reforging for level 50-ish in there. And let's toss... There we go, now 52 of 52. 63 might, 53 vitality. Alright, now... Oh, I guess I'll throw on... Actually, I'll save the other rune for later. Now, let us get back to Hekatunan and speak to Rothwald. I have returned, and my weapon is more powerful.
Perhaps there is still hope.
Welcome back! This weapon has become even more powerful in your hands. More like on my hands. Yes, surely now we have the strength to stand against the horrors of that fetid pool. Yes, then. We're ready then?
We will reclaim the lost halls of Khazad-dûm.
In return for this, I'll get another enhancement and a little helmet there. This weapon may be what we need to drive off the Watcher of the Water and allow the dwarves to enter Moria. Speak with me when you're ready, and we'll bring you to Bore and Broger. They will be pleased to see there is now hope at last. Let's go then.
Dire is the creature called the Watcher in the Water by the dwarves, an ancient evil called forth by the Dark Lord. Perhaps through the power of legend, a way can be seen past the terror.
The foul creature that watches from within the depths of the pool will feel the sharp bite of your weapon and be afraid, or at least the powerful smash of it. Stride forth and teach it a lesson it will be long not forgetting. Do you not just for the sake of Khazad-dûm, but for the memory of Broin, taken by that fell creature. My nephew deserved a better fate than to die at that thing's grasp. When you have driven off that slain creature, you will be unopposed and may walk into Moria unhindered. One of my dwarves has gone ahead to scout that beast. Look for him and be watchful. Very well. Good fortune. Yes, it is. Now, traditionally, I was able to get pages off of the Watcher of the Water, and very often got at least one page off of him. But I finished up all my pages in the Wildwood, so I don't have to worry about that now.
Dwarves must fight for dwarves.
There are riffles in the water, but I do not see the beast. Be on your guard, for he may attack without warning, and as unlucky Broin lured to his peril. Now, this is going to be funny because I'm used to doing stuff at range, and yeah, obviously I'm not going to do this at range. This is really a short-range weapon. I mean, yes, we do have that, but that is not a mug of legend. We'll need a mug of legend later. There you go. Oopsie daisy. And now for you. And now for you. See, before it would have just have dragged me underwater, I guess, but now I am just punching this thing. You're not getting me. Nope, 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 nope. There you go. Cousin! What are you doing here? No longer will I cowl to the grief pine punch. Nay, I will avenge my son in battle, and woe to this creature that took him from me. Show yourself, monster! Do you think he's gone? I don't think so. We'll just continue on this. And your turn. You get a punch. You get a punch. Oopsie-daisy. Careful of this guy. This. It's gonna have a lot. It's gonna have quite a bruising when this is over, that's for sure. The creature withdraws. No! Come back! My vengeance is not yet satisfied. I cannot thank you enough for this pine punch. Not only have you driven off the beast that kept us out of Moria, but you have avenged my son as well. I'll never forget your great service to me, and will always be in your debt and your service. Broyne spoke often of combat and great heroics. He would have marveled at your battle with this fierce warden. Watcher, yes. We've done it, Pine Punch. We have driven off the Watcher from the doors of Diran, and now the dwarves of our expedition may pass into the mines of Moria. The weapons we found have proven the difference, Fred. Yes, my dwarves have equipped themselves with the same cash, and the creature has learned to fear the sharp bite of the iron garrison. You have avenged my nephew Broyne as well, and all the dwarves that have been lost to this creature. It retreats now through dark passages. May its writhing, reeking arms never trouble us again. We have vanquished that terrible beast for now.
Perhaps there is still hope.
The rest of the dwarves have entered Moria in search of fortune, Pine Punch, and we have you to thank for it. Alright, let's see. How about Survivor of the Watcher? I think this will do, or I guess we'll just take Survivor of the Watcher. I suspect that this is an improvement. Yep, it is. And let's see what traits we get out of this. Oh, okay, that was just some enhancement rooms, it looks like.
Perhaps there is still hope.
Tolk is waiting to speak with you just inside the doors of Diran. You remember him, do you not? He's pleased that you proved such a boon to the expedition and will be delighted to speak with you again. I am sure that is the case, and my reward to this is going to be a Brawler's Stein. Alright, let's then accept it. And here is Tolk.
Khazad-dûm awaits!
Here we are inside Khazad-dûm at last. There is a great deal to be done at several camps that we are establishing here, and you can help us to succeed at this mighty task before us. Bosi asked me to reward you with your leadership before the doors. Take this with my thanks, and those of the entire Iron Garrison, and that will be a Brawler's Stein.
The dwarves will prevail.
There is so much work to be done here and elsewhere in the mines. This has been a great victory for the Iron Garrison, but this is only the beginning of our toils beneath the mountains. You must aid our people here at Diran's threshold and at our other encampments if we are to have victory in Khazad-dûm. When you have performed some of the tasks here for Diran's threshold, you should seek for Dolphin View, and in fact, I need to go to Dolphin View now, I think, in order to, well, let's see, because I presume that this is right now in need of a reforge. Right, yeah, because it doesn't have a heraldic on it, and without a heraldic, we're not going to be able to do everything that we want. Now, I don't have a heraldic yet put in there, but we will want to get the most out of this. So let's go to Dolphin View and do some reforging. Here you are with the Forge Master.
The House of Durin will live forever!
How about Pine Brew? Yeah, let's try Pine Brew as our Stein's name. Here we go. We have managed to get that done. So now I got the Heraldic and 2 Word of Mastery and a Word of Craft. But so far, all I have is this and Hurl Object cooldown and damage. Right now, my cooldown is 6 seconds, so this brings it down to 2.7, which is nice. Plus 45% Hurl Object damage. Right, because right now it does 923 as a base, so that means if I put this on here, $913.37. Ooh, that's really nice. And let's throw one of these onto there. So we have that, and I think that's all we've got from the way of traceries, but I will get a few more as I go through the epic quest line. Now, there is of course also the option to go to Rivendell to buy a fuel in there, and I could theoretically do that because I do have script from other characters on this server, but let's test to see how long it takes me to get traceries through other means. For example, these guys have quests that will eventually get me traceries.
I would be grateful for your assistance.
For example, there's a sealed tracery rare that comes with this particular quest here. I don't think I'm quite ready for the training hall. First of all, I'm going to need to get an infused garnet. And while I think I have other characters that have garnets, let's see if I could earn the garnets on this character. That's all for today's episode, where we managed to get our legendary items, and it's no longer a case of first set that's going to get thrown away in a few levels. This set of legendary items is going to stay with us all the way through as we progress. But that's it for today's episode, and I'll see you next time, where I'm going to be level 50 in Piney Plays the Brawler.